Hey, good morning, Method 3. Happy Friday. Does anybody else feel like they're spending just way too much time on the couch or in that chair? Even your coaches feel like we're sitting way too much. So what I wanted to do today is take a little stretch break. Remember, the human body is not designed to stay in one position for very long. And I think, hey, Chris, good morning. I think a lot of us are spending a lot of time with the computer on our lap in positions that are less than ergonomically perfect. Our employers have been very kind to make sure we have ergonomic equipment so we don't fatigue. But remember, it's important to move. So yes, we are sitting a lot. Please try to give yourself a 5-minute break at least once an hour and stretch out different parts of your body. So today what I want to do is take you through some really effective stretches. Some can be done sitting down, some will get you up off the couch, some will actually be taking you down to the floor. If you can work within these parameters just a couple times a day, I think you're going to find that at the end of the day your body feels a whole lot better. Well, good morning, Annika. Nice to see you, love. All right, so I got to get out of my recliner here. And we are going to start in a seated position. So we're going to start with just some gentle neck stretches. So what I want you to do is sit up tall. Anytime you're sitting up tall, go ahead and engage the abdominals so you are protecting the back. Good morning, daughter-in-law. How are you, love? So what we want to do today is sit up nice and tall. I want you to take your left ear towards your left shoulder. Gently pull your left hand up. Try to get that elbow back in line. And here we go. Nice gentle stretch. Take your right hand. Reach it down to the side of the cushion or back behind your back. Nice gentle stretch. Remember, when stretching, it's super important that you not bounce, but that you find that stretched position. That was easy for me to say. Find that stretched position and hold it for 20 to 30 seconds. Think about keeping that left elbow back in line with your side seam. And then go ahead and turn that chin towards your left armpit. Reach to the back of the head this time. And stretch into your neck. Again, that right hand down by your side, back behind your back. Come on up out of that. Let's do the other side. So this time, right ear to right shoulder. Good, I get a little cramp there. Good. Right hand comes across and right hand comes across and gently pulls. You know, when you're looking at yourself, it's a little confusing. Because you know, I'm doing this with my left hand. I'm used to that, but suddenly my brain didn't want to function. You're trying to pull that gently down to your shoulder, keeping the opposite shoulder down, sneaking that hand behind your back. Now let's go ahead and turn the arm towards the right arm, the chin towards the right armpit. Elbow stays back. Nice gentle stretch here. One final stretch. I'm going to have you put both fingertips behind the back of your head. Again, sitting up tall, core is zipped. Tuck your chin to your chest and gently bring those elbows together in front of you. Hey, Shirley, good morning. And come on back up. Good. All right. Now, sitting up nice and tall, we're going to do a spine stretch. So I'm going to take my face out of the picture for a second because I want you to see that we're sitting up tall, engaging the core. Take your left arm across to the outside of your left knee. You're going to turn and look over your right shoulder. But I want you to do that because you're engaging your core and twisting there. My hand can come up off my knee. I'm not pressing into that knee. Take your right hand, reach it back behind. Look over your right shoulder. Come on back to center. Let's go get the other side. Right hand to the outside of the left knee. Zip your core. Pull your right rib cage across towards your left side, and sit up tall. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Coming back to center. Go ahead and sit it up. Put your right hand on the couch or the chair right next to you. Slide it out. Reach your left arm up. Reaching up as high as you can to that left side before you do a little side bend. Good morning, Monica. Nice to see you, hon. And come on back up. Let's do the other side. Now, I am going through these a little bit more rapidly. Ideally, you are holding each one of these for about 30 to 40 seconds and really letting the body lengthen and stretch. Come on back up. The next thing that we know gets super tight and tense all that time on that keyboard, right? So there's a couple of good stretches for the wrists and forearms. So reaching your hands out front, I want you to just point your fingers to the sky, point them down to the floor. Point them to the sky, point them down to the floor. You do about 20 of these. You should be feeling the muscles on the front and the back of the arm stretching out. You can make that stretch even more effective if you give yourself a little resistance. So point your right fingers up to the sky, put your left hand on the palm of your right hand, and nice gentle pressure. There it is, guys. Let's flip it over, get the other side. You know, you never notice what a mess your house is till you're having a look at it all the time. Sorry about that, guys. A little junk in the background. Let's get the other side. Left fingers point to the sky, right hand gently on the palm. Nice gentle pull back. And flip it over. Point the fingers to the floor. Good. Again, you'd be holding those for a few seconds each. Reach both hands out. Spread your fingers wide. And then make a fist. Spread your wing fingers wide. And make a fist. Do a few more of those. It's a stretch through those fingers. Make them wide. And then make a fist. And again, rolling through the wrists a few times. But also taking your wrists side to side. Little circles, perhaps. Okay, now let's go ahead and take it down to the floor. So very, very good stretch for here. We're going to be doing our cat and cow. So position that so you guys can see. Remember, in cat and cow, you're most effective if you engage from your belly button. I could go into my cat stretch by jamming my shoulders forward. But if I really lift through my spine, I'm getting a good stretch in my low back. Lower it all the way down, come into your cat stretch. Take your gaze up to the sky. Belly button lifts. And release it down. Good. Belly button lifts. And release it down. One more time. Belly button lifts. And release it down. The neck and shoulders get awfully tired in that position, in the sitting position as well. So let's get into the shoulders a little bit. This time what I want you to do is take your right hand, slide it all the way in underneath. You're going to try to get your right cheek and shoulder on the floor. If you're feeling like you need a little bit more stretch, reach your left hand out in front. And then maybe even take that left hand up to the sky. Come on back down, slide that left hand in. Let's get your other side. So now the left hand sneaks in and under, right hand reaches out. Open up your chest to the wall in front of you. If you need to, take that right hand up to the sky. come on back down, slide that right hand in, reaching all the way in and under. Good, good. Now, this next one I'm going to show you may not be appropriate for you. If you've got wrist issues, shoulder issues, but we can go into our crab position and really stretch out the arms and the wrists. So have a seat on the floor. Position your hands right behind your booty. You're going to lift up and then try to get those hips up as high as you can. Again, shoulders, your wrists, elbows, anything not feeling good, sit your booty right back down. And come on back down. Again, you may find positioning of the hand needs to change a little bit. Some people find that more comfortable having their fingers point the other way. Again, a stretch is designed to work in your body where you need it. My stretch may not be your stretch, and you may be thinking, I'm not feeling anything there. You may not be tense there. A lot of times where we feel tension when we're sitting is in our upper back. But what that really means more than anything is our chest is tightening, rolling those shoulders forward. So we want to be able to open that up. So let's go to both knees. And from here, what I want you to do is we're going to do two different stretches. Start by interlacing your hands behind your back. Again, we're zipping that core to make sure that the low back is protected. From here, roll your shoulders back, pull them down, and then lift your arms up. Again, holding for 20 to 30 seconds. And release it. Good. One more time. Roll it down and back. And lift. You should be getting a good stretch across the front of your chest down into your biceps. Now we're going to reverse that. So now take your hands out in front of your chest. Turn your palms to face away from you. Tuck your shoulders down. You always want to make sure that's happening. That core is zipped tight. Pushing your arms across the room as you round your upper back and shoulders. Awesome, guys. Certainly another stretch that's really awesome for our back and body after we've been seated for too long is that down dog. So come on up into your push-up position, your high plank. Again, leading with your belly and your hips rather than pushing into your arms to get there. Lift your hips as high as you can. Now the important thing on down dog is to make sure that your upper back is staying neutral. You're not rounding your chin into this. Right here, I want you to feel like you're trying to press your sternum or your collarbone down to the floor below you. We can always walk that dog a few times. And come on back down. Certainly one of my favorite stretches for the low back is what I can roll from a child's pose into a high cobra. So remember your child's pose, knees a little bit wider, about the width of your mat or your towel, sitting your hips back to your heels. Make it forward enough so you can see that. Get hips back to heels and then resting the head down on the floor. From there, we're going to roll into a high cobra. So come back up to your seat or your kneeling position. Drop your hips down to the floor. Take your gaze up to the sky. Roll it back to child's pose. Hold for 5 seconds. Rock back into your high cobra for 5. Roll it back. And we're rocking back into that high cobra. Awesome. Feeling a little bit looser, guys? Awesome. So, hips get tight sitting as well. And again, hip flexors get super tight. So what we want to do is kind of loosen up and get some mobility in the hips. And one of my favorite things to do for that is what I call a hip circle. So from hands and knees, I want you to pick your right knee up, just barely up off the floor. We're going to put an imaginary pen on the end of that, and we're going to draw some big circles with your hip. Draw that knee bigger and bigger, but trying not to lift the hip to make that happen. That was a visual, wasn't it? All right, go ahead and reverse that circle. So instead of coming forward, then you push it out and around. Do 5 in each direction on your right leg. And then switch and get the left. So we pull it forward, out to the side, all the way around. You'll go 5 that way. And then reverse it and get 5 going the other way. Awesome, awesome, awesome. All right, I'm gonna turn sideways for you. Next thing we wanna do is get into the hips again, the hip flexors primarily. So what I'm gonna have you do here is bring your right leg around to the inside of your right hand. You're gonna press the left hip into the, the right hip into the floor. Excuse me, ladies, left hip into the floor. Come on, girl, you got this. So let me get you on the other side so you can really see that here what I'm doing is activating my glute to press into the hip flexor. From there, bring both hands to the top of your left knee and sit yourself all the way back. Trying to get your hands just outside your hips, getting into that hamstring. Let's get your other side. So stepping the foot around, coming up onto the knee, pressing the glute forward, stretching here. And again, remember, these stretches you'll actually be holding much longer than I'm doing right now. 20 to 30 seconds on each one. And then sitting back. Trying to get your hip to your heel, pull your toes to your face. Go and keep that leg forward. We're going to go into our pigeon stretch. Again, if this is not right for knees, you can flip it over. I'll show you your figure 4 stretch in just a second. I know you're all saying, hey, we do these stretches in class. Yes, we do. Because we know that once you leave us, many of you are going to a desk for the rest of the day. Can you take that pigeon a little bit lower? Come on down. And let's walk it back in. Let's do your other side. And again, what's right for your body, keeping both hips square. How low can you go? There it is, guys. Good. Awesome. As you're breathing, think about, as you're stretching, think about your breathing. With every inhale, take that to the area of your body that feels tight. And as you blow that breath out, do you feel it relax a little bit? Nice deep inhale. And a slow exhale. Final stretch, my friends. I'm going to take you to one of my favorite Pilates stretches. It's called the mermaid. So here what we want to do is we're getting into what's called the Z-sit. You're going to bring your right leg across your body. If left leg can do it, you curl it back behind. There's my letter Z. If that is too much pressure on your left knee, go ahead and come into this position. From there, what I want you to do is reach your left arm up and over. Your right arm goes onto the floor, slides out. Nice, gentle slide. Hold it there for 10 seconds or so. And then you're going to roll your chest towards the floor and reach out through your left fingertips across the room as far as you can reach. Come on back to that side bend position. And we go up and over. Should we get the other side? Crossing into your Z-sit on the other side. Again, when you get in that Z-sit, you are trying to stay as upright as possible. If your hip flexors are super tight, because we've been sitting all day, That may be a little bit more challenging. So really try to settle your weight in. See if you can get both sits bones down on the floor, even better. We're going to reach the right hand up this time. Slide the left hand out. All the way up and over. And then rotating your chest to the floor. Reach your arms out across. Coming back to your side bend. Come on up. And then butterfly those feet in just a second. So soles of the feet together. Pull them as close to your midline as you can. Try to push the knees to the floor. Couple deep breaths here. And remember, guys, we're not designed to sit. Get up and move. Get up and move. Hope you guys are doing well. You can always come back and look at this video at any time if you can find 5 minutes every hour. Stretch out one part of your body, and then maybe at the end of the day, go through the whole series. Stay well, stay strong, stay engaged. Thanks for joining me.